Hello, everyone, and welcome to a KSA.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. Hang on. No. Whoa. What do you think you're doing exactly?
The intro, like I do.
Yeah, okay. We're not on the Geek Pantheon anymore, buddy. We have stepped out from your house. Welcome to Thunderdome.
I'm also part of the Laughing Tree, also.
This is my shot. Welcome to another KSA brought to you by the Laughing Tree. We are Khyber Shards, the 5th edition actual play YouTube series set in the Eberron campaign setting. I am Colin, the player of Pog, our Dungeon Master, out this week. Philip is off like having a life and stuff, I guess is what that's called. So with me is Eric, player of Ari. What's up, dude?
I'm apparently here as well. Not much, man. How are you?
Ish. I'm good, man. I'm ready to play more D&D. It's hard to come in and talk about it.
Yeah.
When I'm so ready to be doing it. It feels like it's been a long time, so I'm ready to roll more dice and get more.
Yes, it has been a while. You know what?
Teammates knocked.
Even further back is the episode that just aired, long ago. So. Let's transport ourselves back to June.
It is a good thing Mia's got the watch parties because I would not have remembered what it was that happened in that episode if it wasn't for her. So cheers for that. So we'll answer some questions that people have about the way things have been going for us.
We got a real spicy one from Laura. They dropped a bombshell of a question that I have some strong thoughts on that I'm sure you do as well. So,
I mean, there's so many strong thoughts that we have about everything because we're making this thing and we care more than we ought to. We'll start here at the top with the question from Emily. Assuming House Vatalis would even be able to permanently combine Ari with another animal, given the whole hex blood thing, what animal would you prefer he be combined with? And would this be dependent on whether you were still able to play as Ari after the experimentation?
I thought about this and I looked at some various pictures of animals and I landed on the quokka, which for those of you who don't know is the Western Australian rodent that smiles. The really happy rodent that just permanently has a smile on their face because they're so cute and happy.
Yeah.
And I want nothing for Ari but him to be happy. So
yeah, clearly you've sure played that clear, boy.
But yeah, the quokka would be my also because then Ari wouldn't be like an scaly chitinous abomination set on the destruction of everyone and everything. He'd just be a cute rodent guy. Just like, hey, what's up, everybody? I'm smiling.
See, this is the big difference. The fact that, like, I know I'm coming on KSA, so right when Philip and I sit down on a video call, I start browsing through the questions, and you look things up in preparation. Was not prepared to have that animal's existence brought back to my mind. How would that change the way you play Ari?
I mean, probably just like happy vibes, man. Just Ari would be like, "Hey, what's up? I'm here. Yeah, let's go. Let's do whatever you guys want. Yeah, this sounds fun." That just is the vibe I get off of quokka is just ride or die down to clown. You know, so
it's weird to hear you describe that you would basically play Ari like Pip, which is interesting.
Yeah, Pip's got big quokka energy, so and Pip's at least the right size.
And,
so
that's fair. That's fair. If your character died, and this is for the both of us, but there's not a lot of answering on my end. If your character died and you had to play one of your past characters instead with all their baggage, who would you play? Yes, I realize Colin is selecting from a more limited pool, but I think Pip counts as an option in this scenario. Start it. That's you.
Me? I thought about this because I do have a fair amount of characters that I've played in the past, and I didn't want to count like NPCs that I've controlled as a DM because that feels like not in line with the spirit of the question. I played in the big campaign that Philip and I co-DM'd, Unfinished Wars. My second character in that campaign was Alistair Hightower, I think was his last name. It was a character from Eberron canon. He was from a pre-written adventure that we ran, but I really liked the character, and he was the captain of our airship, and so he was just kind of around. And so I was like, this is a fun dude. And I would play him a little bit differently because I would want to play him more as like a himbo, because he was like captain of a warship, but then his warship got turned into a cruise ship, and so he became the captain of a cruise ship. And
boy, that's a change in career.
Yeah, and I kind of played him as like upset about that, but I kind of would want to play him as like down for it, like, oh, this job seems way easier. Okay, like I don't gotta kill anybody, I just gotta keep everyone entertained. So I clearly with my Quokka answer and this answer, I just want to play a character that's down to have a good time.
For me, no, I wouldn't want to play one of my
the
past
question
characters.
Is you had to play one of your characters.
Yeah. In which case, I don't know. I wouldn't choose Pip because I don't think I've thoroughly enough explained how exhausting I find Pip to be. He is, big Quokka energy. That's exhausting to be around.
Yeah.
And to inhabit would really take it out of you. Being a dragonborn spitting acid like that, my only other true D&D character was drawn up for how fun they would be for one particular adventure. Like, it was just for a train ride that guy was going to be any fun. There was distinct thought and conversation between Philip and I about, I don't really want to hang out with this guy. Like the 10 hours of this guy he's not going to be fun. He's just going to be kind of cool to watch fight. So that's really, really all I wanted to get out of it. And so, I mean, I guess him, but I'd probably kill him real quick. My answer. Yeah.
Okay. Emily asked this directed at you, so I'll ask this question. Colin, since it's been a few weeks in universe, has Pog changed up his class at all, or are the kids still just running laps?
Well, the kids are in much better shape now.
Got that cardio.
Uniformly.
Heart health.
The cardio
very
is
important.
up. If, as the combat adventuring coach of this school, if he's learned one thing from every outing we have as a group, it's that these kids need to learn the single most important thing he can teach them. So they are all learning dodge rolls. Every day they are doing sets of 20 dodge rolling in each direction, and with dead weight dragging right now, just learning to drag each other's lifeless selves around a field. So
you got to get them prepared for the Stormlord's fitness exam. Also, got to get those push-ups, those sit-ups, pull-ups.
They're doing exactly that. It's a lot of practical fitness, and in the typical school fashion, the coach who does not look like he could do any of the things he's asking his students to do.
Yeah.
He's got a Mountain Dew resting on his belly while he gives these instructions, barking them out. Laura wants to know the age-old question. Can we skip
this one and come back to it at the end? Because this is the one that I have thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
This question is the bulk of the episode, so buckle in.
I'm not a producer on this recording, so I can't make this stop.
And
okay,
another.
We'll go to Nathan then.
Colin, can you comment on the persistent rumors that Pip is actually an embodiment of the Traveler? What chaos and change is he going to bring to the school in the city of Stormreach? What attracted him to this particular group of misfit heroes?
This is my absolute favorite question I've ever gotten on KSA. And the reason is because I just imagine Nathan standing after his arm having been raised in the conference room going, yes, Nathan, the KSA Times. Can you comment? And the idea of persistent rumors is hilarious to me. Your conspiracy theory posted in the Khyber Shards channel gave me such intense lore anxiety that I was like, did I accidentally make something here? What in the world is going on? I think that's great. And so in the best way possible, I'm going to tell you what attracted him to this particular group of heroes. It seems the most likely place for him to blend in and not draw too much attention.
Okay.
What I'll give you there. Then for you and me, the breathing bros.
Yeah.
Emily wants to know, do either of us have lasting scars where the gills used to be?
I would say no, just because Ari got plenty of scars from that fight anyway, with half of his hair being burned off and his scalp being singed. So probably no to the gill scars for me. What about you? What was your thoughts?
I think it's a great question, Emily. Yeah. And I wish I would have thought more of it in the moment, because I have to say no, because I wouldn't have chosen to get my scar given to me on the neck, or my mark given to me on the neck, if there were going to be gill scars.
Yeah.
Gill scars would have been rad, man. That's a great idea that I wish I would have thought of, but no.
That's also a very...
Pog is...
Go ahead.
No, very what?
A very cheesy villain name. My name's Gil Scars. I'm gonna climb to the top of this town, see?
I really could have been something, you know?
People would have looked up and said, you know that guy? That's Gil Scars, and he owns this town.
We are clearly running a very tight ship in Philip's absence. If Pip and Kara got to choose Vatalist pets to keep, what would they get?
Quokka Ari.
I shouldn't have waited for you to answer first, because hand to God, that's what I was going to say. 100%. That was my answer. Damn it. Good job. Good job. I think that like the dad in a sitcom that says, no, we can't get a dog, and then winds up falling in love with one half season later. Pip would never sign up to have a pet. He's going to absolutely have one in the course of his natural life, but it won't be because he chose it. And anything from Vatalist, Pip, where he's at today, would probably just try to find an authority figure to, like, could you deal with that? That's terrible, and I hate it. So none. They're monsters. It's horrifying.
Yeah,
especially as explained by Philip.
Yeah, the Vatalist pets are. Yeah, I know, like, being somebody that's familiar with this world, Vatalist also like designer dog breeds. Vatalist does that also. Like, they have, like, you want a wolf puppy that'll never grow up? Yeah, we got those. And they're incredibly docile and just very... Do you want a ghost tiger cub that acts like a dog and is just super excited to see you? Sure. Yeah, we got those. So Vatalist pet, like, they absolutely have the super cute pets as well. It's just our experience has always been murder monsters. So...
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, this hasn't been a world where I think that outside of Cal, pretty and cute things stay good.
Yeah, fair. Well, and
everything winds up going murder at some point.
That's because this campaign takes place exclusively in like the Wild West town, or like on the edge of civilization. Like we are so far away from like the Eberron Beverly Hills, where it's like the cute designer pets that just fit in a bag that people are walking around with, which yeah, those exist. We're just so far removed, both geographically and socioeconomically, from that life. So
I hate that you just put like a 2006 image of like an elven Paris Hilton walking around with the Von Dutch hat and a chihuahua in her bag image in my head. I'm going to just stay in
It's
Stormwind.
a version of Cal the size of a chihuahua in her handbag.
That's that poor thing. That poor thing could have so much more of a life.
It's fine. In episode 25, Philip says Colin wanted to bring people along with them to the meeting with Tommel. Who is Pog going to recruit? Parentheses, Solarca, in parentheses.
That's a good guess, but nope. The plan to take to the meeting with Tommel was everybody. Pog was super on the we just kill him side of things. And I was prepared to go and offer Fury's Edge back to Kolos in exchange for I need you and some boys to come and help us in a street fight. And we'll do the killing at the end of it. But these guys got to go.
Yeah.
And meet with everyone we could, but primarily the idea was I wanted to go and get some gladiators, grab some giant murder bodybuilders to come along with us. But instead we thought, hey, we'll talk to this guy and give the bad guy what he wants.
What a different campaign we would be in right now if we would have just killed Tommel at the outset.
We could have been done in 30. I'm just saying, 30 episodes, quick adventure, in and out, no big deal.
Yeah.
What gives Ari advantage on death saving throws?
I'm going to be honest, Laura. I don't know. I don't remember what did that thing. I mean, I tried to look at my character sheet. I tried to just search to figure out. I don't know if it was some component of something that Philip had done, or something that like a buff that Ezri had given me to give me advantage on saving throws. I don't know. So that's my answer. Sorry.
Next time it happens, we'll let you know.
It's a long time ago.
It really was this last session was so much our time passed.
Mm-hmm.
Does the team have any concern for the other dragon marked people who got caught with Dane?
Nope. I mean, I feel like if we did, we would have moved with a bit more urgency to get there. We don't know them. So the loss of life is never, something to be celebrated. But at the same time, yeah, we didn't know them. We were concerned about Dane. We were concerned about Thora. So that's where our headspace was at. Colin, do you disagree?
Pog does. Colin doesn't.
Okay.
There was the attitude. It's funny that we talk about this right after the episode 25 discussion with Tommel. And it's also hard for me to separate where we're at today from the last episode that you guys saw. So I'm trying to be very careful with how I think hard about my answer. Pog has very much been prepared to do the things needed to be done to help.
Yeah.
And Pog loves his people. And if you are his people's people, you're his people. As a confusing statement there. But if Dane needed saving and his people were there, ready to go, let's do this.
Yeah.
there's the tiniest little bit left in the back of Pog's head that doubts his own intelligence. And so when the smarter in the group are in agreement, it will make him put himself in the back seat and go, okay, what you guys decide is right. And that was definitely a frustration for Pog. And, that was kind of the go forward mentality that drove him once we finally got to Blackbriar. All right, fine, we're here. Let's go murdering. It's time to save. We've waited for a long time. Yeah. Which, it is interesting to me that we're able to, as a group, have so much empathy and interest in strangers if they're children. But if they're fighting age and maybe trained on their own, then we go, got into it themselves. We'll get there when we get there. Yeah.
Well, I talked to Philip about this, I think just while we were recording Eberron Renewed or something like that. But, I was so torn during the whole build up to, the rescuing Dane, because I, as a player, and I feel like Ari as a character wanted to be no, let's go. Let's go right. Are you kidding? Dane is captured. Thor is freaking out about it. We should absolutely go right now. But as a player at the same time, I saw you and Casey wanted to go talk to Solarka and get some new weapons and some new gear made, and Ezri doing his thing with Gerald. And so I, as a player, it would have felt like I was stepping on the things that you all wanted to do to come in and be no, stop it. None of that. Stop everything. We're leaving. And so, so that was an interesting thing from a player standpoint of trying to navigate, expressing my desire to go, but also deferring to both the wishes of the other characters and players. And also it's very much a character choice. This is something we haven't gotten into a lot, but since we're doing the KSA together, we can talk about it. The last heart-to-heart that Ari and Pog had, which was back in the treehouse, where Pog accused Ari of manipulating everyone else, Ari is still messed up from that. And so every time there's a decision that needs to be made, Ari is just I'm going to express my opinion, but whatever you all think, great. Do agency to you all. Do whatever you want. I'm not going to press too hard. I'm here for you. Are you okay? Is there anything I can get you? So yeah, Ari still very much feels like he needs to walk on eggshells in the decision-making department because he does not want to be that person. So, yeah.
It's also been a very rare occasion when Ezri goes, I more than just a little disagree. This is a thing that needs to happen. And Ezri very rarely gets as worked up as he did when he was I need to talk to a guy, and this guy's going to tell us the thing. Oh, that's the most fluctuation in your voice we've heard in a lot. Okay, it was boy, what a time for that to have been the job that came through, man. Because we're I guess it's kind of D&D, but it's not like we're a party of people that are in a great place in life. Everyone keeps getting blindsided with, oh man, so we gotta go through this now.
Yeah.
Nathan also wants to know, is Ari's arcane blaster waterproof?
I think so. There's no combustion to it. There's nothing that would be ruined by water. It's just an arcane blast, and mechanically it's just Ari's Eldritch Blast, so which nothing about it being underwater would affect its ability to be cast as a spell. So yeah, it works. I think.
Fair enough. And then Emily, not the last question because we have to backtrack for one more. Emily wants to know, if Blackbriar kidnapped the students and combined them with animals, what animal would you prefer your respective student be combined with? And I don't know why they added in here. Kawaka's not an answer, so you gotta pick someone different.
Kara would not be a Kawaka. Kara would probably want to be like a either like a panther or something like nocturnally obscured, or like a chameleon, like something that could truly just blend in, because Kara doesn't like to be noticed that much. And so, yeah, that would be the kind of thing that she would go for. What about you?
That's a really good question, because I think Pip would want to be something very large. He would want to be the opposite of Kara and would want to command the attention in the room. So like a hippo.
Hippo
Might be the way. A Pippo would be the way.
Hippo.
He would want to go.
A hippopotamus.
Yes. But my choice would probably be like a chimpanzee.
Okay.
Because his mark grants him good movement, and I think that he would be aided a lot more than he'd ever recognize by being crossed with a chimpanzee, being able to really move around a space. That would be a fun combination to play there, but he would definitely choose hippopotamus. Okay. Here we go. I don't know why he's so worked up about this. Laura wants to know, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Colin, you may go first.
There is no way that a hot dog is not a sandwich.
What?
It is 100% a sandwich.
How?
Because it is. You and I also have the added benefit of literally hundreds of hot dogs ingested together.
I know. I know.
So they were all made with the same core components listed as our sandwiches. They were all bread on either end that you hold, with meat in the center, typically customarily joined by some kind of condiment.
So the thing is you could get so far down in the weeds if your definition is just like meat surrounded by 11 carbohydrate, because you could get into like, is a falafel a sandwich? Is a pita a sandwich? Is, I mean, some people would even go so far as to say that a taco is a sandwich, but that's absurd. I think. What? No. Like, tacos have like 10,000 years of culture and history behind them. They predate sandwiches. Like,
say sandwich, like that sandwich is a giant umbrella under which other things can have smaller umbrellas, which also classify under them.
The term sandwich, the concept of a sandwich did not, but the term sandwich originated with the Earl of Sandwich in like the 1700s. Like, sandwich is a very new concept.
It has also grown past its point of origin.
All of those things predate sandwich. And I would say that a hot dog is...
Just because we didn't have a word for a thing doesn't mean that thing wasn't that.
No, but I'm saying that the word taco predates sandwich. So therefore, if anything, a sandwich would be a taco, which is equally absurd.
Or it can't... There's no reason it can't be both.
Yes, tacos are different from sandwiches. Like, culturally, ingredient-wise.
Staying on hot dogs.
Tacos aren't leavened, so that eliminates them. It's leavened bread. I would argue, because a hot dog is a single. It's not like cold cuts. Like, it's not a cut piece of meat. It is a whole emulsified tube of meat. Neither is what?
So is bologna.
Bologna is cut, though. You don't put a bologna roll between two pieces of bread and eat it.
I mean, I worked at Subway. I've seen some weird stuff.
They're literally called cold cuts. Like, so yeah, I will grant you,
most of our hot dogs.
If you took a hot dog and sliced it into little circles and put it between two slices of Wonder Bread, then sure, you got yourself a hot dog sandwich. Congratulations. But like a hot dog bun with a hot dog in it and condiments on top is it's its own thing. It is a hot dog. It's not a hot dog sandwich. A hot dog sandwich is where you cut the hot dog into little circles and put it between the bread and eat it. So therefore, if a hot dog sandwich is a certain thing, then this other thing would not be a sandwich because you already have the qualifier of a hot dog sandwich. I think the only reason people ask this question, hey, Colin, is a ham and cheese sandwich a sandwich?
Yo.
Nobody asks that question because, of course, it is. Of course, it's people only ask, is a hot dog a sandwich because it's a ludicrous question to begin with. It's like, is a Pop-Tart a ravioli? No, a Pop-Tart is not a ravioli. That's an insane thing to say.
I just want someone in life to care about me as passionately as Eric cares about the answer to this question. That's what I'm looking for.
The timing of this question is serendipitous because I, honest to God, just got done listening to a 5-part podcast series answering the question, is a hot dog a sandwich? They had a different guest on each episode.
Answering for them.
They had a historian, they had a philosopher, they had a lawyer, they had the owner of Cupid's Hot Dogs in LA out, and they all gave different answers. The philosopher basically talked about the fact that because they asked about, like, what is the Socratic form of a hot dog? Like, what is the ideal platonic form of a hot dog? And he responded, hot dogs don't exist in nature. They are an artifact made by man. So therefore, they cannot have an ideal form. A hot dog to you is a hot dog to you, and a hot dog to another person is a hot dog to another person. Hot dogs exist as a personal experience. So they could be a sandwich, they could not be a sandwich. And I think that's a dumb answer. The questions are meant to be answered.
I am struggling with the first part of that, where you said you listened to a 5-part podcast about this question. We have very different responsibilities with our time. There you go. Are you happy now, Laura? Are you happy? You have divided
all I will
us
say,
further.
I think the question is absurd, and that's why the question has gained so much traction. I think, of course, a hot dog is not a sandwich. Otherwise, people would not ask if a hot dog was a sandwich. Secondly, I think hot dogs are a special thing. Like, we have memories surrounding hot dogs. Like, we have hot dog night. We don't have sandwich memories. Like, it wasn't sandwich night. It was hot dog night. And if I were to run into the gas station, if we're on a road trip, and I say, do you want anything? You say, yeah, grab me a sandwich. And I come back with a hot dog. You may not be mad. You may not be bad, but you would be a little confused. You would be like, okay, not what I asked for, but I'm cool. So.
Thank you so much for watching.
Your
Thank
rebuttal.
you so much for watching. No, that's you care so much more about
I stopped the recording here. Your rebuttal.
My rebuttal is that just because I don't call something by a particular name does not mean that I'm the authority to determine whether or not it is or is not that name. I believe it has all of the components to where if the hot dog inside the bun were to be called that, I would maybe not recognize it, but I also can't technically argue that it's incorrect. So it fits the criteria to be effectively and efficiently called a sandwich. I wouldn't, but I think it could be. That's it for me. That's more investment than I've ever had in this idea.
Because hot dog is itself a category. Because you have Chicago hot dog, chili cheese hot dog, Cleveland hot dog.
Thank you
Carolina
so much for watching and for participating
California
in our
hot dog,
little YouTube
Seattle
show that only addresses the really important pressing issues in the Dungeons and Dragons world. Khyber Shards has new episodes every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. If you want to engage with us, you can either find Philip as at Summerhawk or at the Laughing Tree Inn on Twitter. You can find us here every week with those mentioned times, and I am also available on YouTube at the Game Pass Guru. He is available on YouTube at the Geek Pantheon. We're just doing a bunch of nerd stuff.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you the next time with these incredibly pressing and complicated questions. And until then, as Philip would say, thanks for rolling with us.
I once saw a hot dog made out of fish, and that seems disgusting.
I can't make it stop!